What's going on? Welcome back to This or That, an NBA experience. The trio is back. The big three is back. Ain't the big three if it ain't Slim, Matt, and Finn. Here we are. Matt, you want to get us rolling here? We got T-Wolves Raptors today.
Yeah, definitely a good game. Good game. Two not of like the top contending teams, but just a great game to watch as a fan. Obviously, you have the Raptors who have Scotty Barnes, the young talent, and a lot of guys that are good, but they just can't seem to figure it out. And that's been the ongoing theme with the Raptors. And then kind of same thing with the Timberwolves, but you have a top 15 player in the league, in my opinion, in Anthony Edwards. So, I mean, it's instant TV if you want to watch that. But
the T-Wolves are pretty interesting because they have, real quick, a top 15 player in the NBA in Anthony Edwards, and then they have a top 5 player in the league in Naz Reid.
Facts. Love Naz Reid. Shout out Jers. But let's go into the Raptors stats from last year. Then we're going to go into the Timberwolves key matchups and then game picks. But the Raptors, 41-41, 114.6 offensive rating, 13th, 113.1, 11th defensive rating, and 1.5 net rating, 12th. I mean, this is just like as slightly above average as you can possibly get. Team that kind of, I don't want to say disappointing because I was never really high on them, but I felt like a lot of people expected them to be in that real playoff race and they just simply weren't. It was kind of ugly for them the whole season. Like they have the talent. Like Pascal Siakam's a really, really good NBA player, and they just, I don't know, they couldn't figure it out. But those are their stats from last year. Obviously, with Nick Nurse leaving, it's subject to change because he had a pretty feisty defense, physical defense, but we'll see. But Slim, you want to go over the T-Wolves stats?
So their record last season was 42-40. Their offensive rating was 113.3. That's 23rd, and then their defensive rating was 113.1, 10th. Net rating 0.2 out of 18. Like Finn said, this year I'm really excited for those cats just because you got Anthony Edwards, Naz Reid, and I feel like those two within themselves. I think Rudy gets a lot of hate that, you know,
it's warranted.
People
it's
could
warranted.
argue
Matt will touch on it if you give him a second.
You know what I'm saying? But I think Rudy is developing a chemistry with the guys over there in Minnesota, you know, after it being his first year, or, you know, it's going to be what, his third year now?
No, second.
Or second
year.
Second. Yeah. So I think that Rudy will have a little bit more chemistry with the guys, specifically Naz Reid and Anthony Edwards, both being able to score on any level. I really like Toronto. I like the young cats that they drafted. I like Grady Dick. I like Marquise Noel, and I'm looking forward to see how well they can, you know, fit within the system with Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and just the rest of the guys. I like Precious Achiuwa a lot. I think Toronto has an aggressive squad, and then this would be, it will be a really nice matchup to see. I'm excited to see what both these teams have in store this season.
Whoa, slow down, gang. If you're liking this content here, I really appreciate it if you'd like, comment, and subscribe. It's free. It takes 0 seconds. I make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to all the creators I like watching because I know it makes a huge difference for them, just like it makes for us. Stick with us. TOT Faithful, we love you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check out more videos. Full transparency, Rudy Gobert is a bad NBA player.
I don't know if he's bad. I think he's just awful.
He's an extremely under par NBA player.
Yeah, I mean,
who would drown in D1 college basketball tomorrow?
No, I honestly, this is a hot take. I think he would dominate college basketball.
No, I'm kidding. He's fucking huge and strong. And he's a grown man.
I just think he would dominate. Like the centers, always like Zach Edey. Like he's not even going to get burned on an NBA team this year, and he was the player of the year in the country. Like it's crazy. But I digress. Timberwolves 42-40. Obviously, they missed Cat for like 60 games last year. And shout out to Timberwolves fans. One of our highest viewed videos was about the Timberwolves this offseason, so shout out y'all. If you're here again, thank you. But I just think that the Raptors and the Timberwolves are two teams kind of going – they're at the same point, but they're in two different directions. I think the T-Wolves are going up and the Raptors are going down, but they both have like very, very good players across the board, and they just can't seem to figure it out. And get past like that 42, 46 win mark. I know a lot of comments on the T-Wolves video was saying that that they're going to get like 48 wins. Like, it is tough to get 48 wins in the Western Conference this year. As much as we all love Anthony Edwards, it is hard. And we were saying when we did the Western Conference standings video, like putting a team like the Pelicans or like the Mavericks or the Grizzlies at 11 or the T-Wolves is so like not even in the play-in is wild.
Difficult to do.
It's crazy. So I just think that's going to be interesting. But let's get to key matchups of this game. Obviously, both teams good on defense. Both teams a little lackluster on offense. Could be better. But Slim, what's your key matchup to watch for in this game, just as a fan or like scheme wise?
Pascal Siakam versus Naz Reid. I think that both of them have a very crafty game for their size and a very fast-paced type of shot creation that is both difficult to guard for both players. So I like to see those cats go at it.
Yeah, my thinking was I was leaning more toward kind of just seeing Rudy Gobert and Cat.
Big play.
Yeah, go against Pascal at the 4. I think that matchup has to be like Pascal's a good defender. Don't get me wrong, but like at the size of having 2 7-footers out there, if you're the T-Wolves, you have to dominate that matchup. Like Cat should eat because technically Cat plays the 4. I think he should eat on Pascal Siakam. I don't know what their new coach is going to put out there. I don't know if they're going to run Pascal at the 3. I wouldn't because I think he's most useful at the 4 because he can exploit those matchups on offense. And I think it's going to be basically who can get more stops between Cat and Pascal because those are the 2 players in the front court that you really want to watch. But that's kind of my key matchup.
Karl Anthony Towns, probably the zestiest player in the NBA, representing Jersey well, though. I'm a fan of his game. Every time we talk about Cat, I got to bring up the interview where he switched his voice midway through. Absolute fucking troll. I think that I saw a poll from 2016 that the GMs and owners voted him as the number 1 player they'd want to start their franchise with.
Yeah, that's
I thought that was super interesting. It was a Russillo video I was watching the other day. I personally think Cat has kind of fallen off a cliff. I think he's a huge liability and a huge crybaby, even though I love his game. And I love a lot about what he does. Personally, I also think Rudy Gobert is a cone. I don't think he's a good defender. I think all those deep boys are fraudulent. He's used in a very specific way. And when he's not used in that way, he's exposed 100% of the time. So I'm excited to see that matchup against a smaller big who's a little more crafty, like Slim said, like Matt said with Siakam. And anyone who's guarding Naz Reid, I'm always excited for Naz to get some touches. If you need a guy to score 20 points in 18 minutes, that's your guy.
Yeah, Naz is like a really interesting player, especially
Hollywood Naz.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, why? Like, I know they re-signed him to an extension, but like, why do you trade for Rudy Gobert if you're going to keep Naz Reid and Cat? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I know this is a conversation a year too late, but like, I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't really make sense. Like, yes, he gets good minutes, but like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I guess him and Cat are similar in a lot of ways. And so you guess you want to keep that continuity, but like Naz is a lot better going downhill than I feel like Cat is. I feel like Cat is more of the stretch big, kind of like a Porzingis.
I make the Naz Reid jokes a lot, and that's cool. But like on a more serious note, top 5 most underrated player in the NBA. It's not close.
No, yeah, he's buckets, but
big time.
I'd love to have him and Zach LaVine on the Nets. Me and Matt workshopped Zach LaVine the other day. I think him and Zach would be great. But for this game, to stay on topic before we get out of here, let's get score predictions out of the way and lines.
Yeah, I want to do one more key matchup. I know I'm going to get this name confused. I think it's Jalen McDaniels. It could be Jaden. I don't know. But there's 2 of them in the league, and they're both good. But the one that's on the Timberwolves is just re-signed. I want to see
Jaden.
Jaden. I want to see him really go and like I want to see that matchup between him and OG or him and Scotty Barnes. I don't know how the matchup is going to work, who they put him on, but whoever he's guarding, I want to see if he can completely neutralize him, because if you ever hear anyone talk about an NBA, 1, he's super underrated. 2, people like put him in that Drew Holiday like Evan Mobley, Jaren Jackson, Nick Claxton, defensive player of the year conversation. Like, that's how good they classify this guy as a defender. And I'm really curious to see him because I don't watch a ton of Timberwolves. I'm not going to lie. But, like, I want to see what that is because I am going to tune into this game for sure. But
I'm going to watch more Timberwolves this year. At least I'm going to try to.
Yeah. But let's get into the game. Obviously, the game is in Toronto, and it is a pick'em. So, minus 110s on both sides. You think the Timberwolves are going? You think the Raptors are going to win? Obviously, they're saying that the T-Wolves are a better team because you're getting the home court advantage in Toronto. But, Slim, let's go to you first. Who do you like in this game?
I think the T-Wolves win it, and I think maybe by 7 or under 10 though. I don't know.
You think it's a close one?
Yeah.
Finn, go ahead.
T-Wolves win by 8.
Really? Am I going to be the only one picking the Raptors here?
I guess so, dude. I know. I love that trio, the clump you named with OG, Scotty Barnes, and Siakam, dude. But I don't know. I'm
not a Scotty Barnes guy. Ever since he won defensive player or rookie of the year over Evan Mobley, I thought he was bogus. But I'm going to pick the Raptors here. I just think they really do have one of the better home courts in the NBA. And like that was a really good cross-eyed. But I just think they have a really good home court. And I think bringing in a new coach, like, just kind of inspires the guys. At least like, if the season starts to go to shit, it'll be like they'll just all quit. But like at the start of the season, new coach, couple like guys are going to have new roles without Fred VanVleet, a lot of different ball handlers. I just think that the team's going to be really juiced up, and I can see that the Raptors kind of doing something here, even though it's not a long flight from Minnesota to Toronto. But I don't know. I just think the Raptors at home is where I'm leaning on this, but I don't really know. It's a pick 'em for a reason. I don't know. But
T-Wolves juice.
Yeah. I mean, that's our preview. If you want us to do another one talking about this game, we'll do a post game if you guys want. But like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to see more, let us know. Check out these videos popping up now.